Hi, this is Sandy Kozlowski with Conchetta House and Conchetta House TV. I wanted to take a few minutes and really explain to you why Conchetta House is important and why Conchetta House is important to me. About 3.5 years ago, I was coming down Harrison Hill in Olympia, just before the roundabout, coming down from the west side, and I realized that I live such a blessed life, and that I had never done anything in my life to ever ease anyone else's suffering. And right then and there, Conchetta House was born. And now I'm going to tell you it's a lie. And the reason it's a lie is I've talked to a lot of people who've known me for many years, and they have said, Sandy, you've always wanted to help single parents. You've always wanted to make a difference. I find that funny to believe. But my great-grandmother was a single parent. Conchetta was a single parent, and she worked in a canning factory to support her children in the 1920s, when typically women weren't allowed to keep their children if they were single parents. My mother was a single parent, and I really watched my mother struggle with trying to keep food on the table, trying to put a decent roof over our heads. I've been a single parent most of my adult life, and I know how hard it's been for me. The hardest part has been trying to get to college. And the reason that trying to get to college has been so hard is the three major roadblocks that we have seen most people go through. Single parents, community, care for the children, and financial. The programs set in place for Conchetta House answer all three things. So these aren't just things that I'm just saying trying to get money. They're roadblocks that I experienced, the roadblocks that other single parents are experiencing. So Conchetta House is built on the premise of those three roadblocks. Lack of community. We will have a community living situation. Care and concern for the children. Our programs, you can read on the website, our programs are phenomenal for the children to help alleviate the burden of the parents, so the parents don't feel guilty for being in school. Their kids are being well cared for, and we're all living together, so it's not like the parents are separate from their kids. And the community, by the way, that community piece is we're hoping to build forever friendships and a forever community. The third piece is financial, and we'll take care of the housing costs for folks while they're in college. And our program is specifically for single parents. Didn't say just single moms, by the way. And I think it's a really important program. Do you know that the number one dropout number in college is single parents trying to go back to school? Here's the kicker. When a single parent drops out of school, not only do they typically go back and get a low-paying job, but they also now have all the student loans to pay back. And so it's almost like, why even try going to college? Because it's just going to put me farther behind on so many levels. Conchetta House answers that. Did you know one of the number one rising in homeless rates are single parents trying to go back to college? Conchetta House is going to answer that. And so we have built the program not out of just some dreamy idea like, oh, I found a niche in a business and a job kind of thing. We've built this program out of studies, out of anecdotal studies, out of my personal experience, out of my mom's experience, out of my great-grandmother's experience. And Conchetta House is going to be solid. If we win this $250,000 through the Pepsi Refresh Everything Project, we will be buying 2 houses, one in Thurston, one in Pierce County. I want to make you a promise right now. None of that money is going to my salary. I'm not getting a salary. I'm looking for a job. Think I have one. So keep your fingers crossed on that. The money from the Pepsi Refresh Everything Project is going 100% to the housing. And we win the money. We will get that money in mid-May. We will probably be open in June. So it'll be a very fast turnaround. Very fast turnaround to make a change in families' lives. Very fast turnaround to offer some hope. And hope is what Conchetta House has to offer, above and beyond anything else. Read the website, www.conchettahouse.org, and you'll see the various programs that we will have available. And our mission is to be outcome-based and to help our families go from poverty to self-sustaining within 6 months of graduation. I want to share a little bit about the vote. some folks say I don't want to see Pepsi Refresh Everything all over my Facebook. That's okay. If you go right directly to the site, you can just vote and you don't have to have the Facebook link. Some folks have said that they just don't want to vote. They just don't want to participate. I find that kind of odd. And I feel very sorry for that because here's the really cool thing about the Pepsi Refresh Everything Project is that you get 10 votes every day. And I don't know about you, and now I'm going to cry because this is truly humbling. But I go through all of the people that have ideas and have hope, and you get to be generous with your time. You get to pick 10 ideas every day that you feel should be funded. I'm just asking that Conchetta House be one of your ideas. But I have been voting in the Pepsi Refresh Everything Challenge for other people, and even for other people in this month while I'm a participant. And you know what has happened? I, unemployed, no money, all of that. I've helped kids get musical instruments in school. I've helped animals get spayed and neutered. I've helped seniors keep their animals. I have helped backpack projects for kids to take food home from school. I've helped those ideas get funded. And it means everything to me, especially in this doom and gloom economy, to be doing something. Let me further tell you, I was watching this movie called Lemonade. If you haven't watched it, it's on Hulu. And the thing about Lemonade that I really liked was it talks about unemployed executives, especially in marketing, and what they're doing now, and how that was the best thing that happened to them. When I got laid off, it was completely by surprise. I had no idea it was coming. And it was not done in a kind manner. I've heard them done in a kind manner, and I've never been laid off like that before, so it was amazing to me. But I remember, because Conchetta House has kind of been an idea for so long, and I've kind of worked in it and set it aside and worked in it and set it aside, never feeling like I was good enough to get it going, and really lacked in self-esteem in that area. And I remember walking out of the office with my keys in my hand, and I remember that moment of putting my key in the ignition and turning it over and saying, it's time for Conchetta House. My friends, it's time for Conchetta House. What I'm asking, if you play Farmville, if you play Cafe World, if you play Petville, any of those games, I'm asking you to please take one additional second. Go to www.refresheverything.com/Conchetta House every day and vote for Conchetta House. And please help me to give some families the chance for a better future. I'm very emotional about this because I guess until you've had to make the difference between paying the electric bill and feeding your kids, I guess you maybe don't understand. But I've lived that, and I've lived that a long time. And I know that just working on Conchetta House is giving me hope. And it is my honor to be able to work a little bit harder to ask you for your vote, to be able to relieve some other people's pain and give them hope for the future and give their kids hope for the future. Thank you so much. Your vote means everything to me. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.